For many high-income professionals, the paycheck becomes the center of the financial plan. It funds the home, the lifestyle, the family. It funds commitments, the savings, goals, the retirement accounts, and the future that everyone is counting on. It does all of that. But at some point, especially for physicians and demanding, busy professionals, the question starts to change. It's no longer, how much can I earn? The question is different. It becomes, how much of my life has to keep going into earning that money? That is an important question, and that is a big differentiator, because a high income can create comfort, but it does not automatically create financial independence. In many cases, it simply raises the cost of maintaining the same pace. The more your lifestyle demands and the more it depends on active work, the less flexibility you have. And for professionals who have spent years training, years working long hours and carrying the significant responsibility, that trade-off becomes harder and harder to ignore. This is where wealth building has to move from income generation to capital strategy. That's where the difference is. Earning well is one part of the equation, and yes, it's important, but the next step is deciding where that income goes, how it's structured, and whether it's helping you reduce your long-term dependence on active labor. That, I think, is a shift that many high earners need to make in 2026. At least start thinking about it. It's not working harder, and it's not chasing every single opportunity that comes your way. It's also not assuming that a larger income will solve that structural problem, but asking better questions. Is my capital positioned to create income outside of my profession? Is it tied to assets I understand? Is it working in markets with very real demand? Is it being managed by operators who know how to execute in this current environment that we're in? That is one of the reasons multifamily real estate remains relevant for busy professionals, for high income earners. And it's not because every deal is strong. No, it's not that. It's not because real estate is immune to risk. It's also not that. And it's not because housing is tied to a lot of our needs, but it's really because it's a basic and persistent need. People need places to live, and in the right markets, with the right operating strategy, multifamily assets can provide a disciplined path towards income, appreciation, and long-term wealth preservation. But the key is discipline. In today's market, the quality of the operator matters. The debt structure matters, the assumptions matter, the local pipeline matters, the tenant base actually does matter, the business plan matters. This is not a market where investors can afford to rely on broad headlines or generic optimism. It's not that anymore. You need to understand what you are investing in, why it makes sense, and what has to happen for the deal to perform. For physicians, high-income professionals, busy professionals, this is especially important because your time is already limited. You do not need more noise, more chatter. You need clearer education, stronger filters, and a more practical way to evaluate opportunities before your capital is committed. The goal is not to replace your career overnight, right? The goal is to use your income more strategically so that your future does not depend entirely on the ability to keep working at the same pace. That is a real measure of progress. It's not just earning more, but needing less of your personal time to sustain what you are building. So the question is very simple. Is your income only funding your current lifestyle, or is it helping you build financial flexibility for years ahead? At Phoenix, we help busy professionals become more informed passive investors, and we do that through educational webinars, investor playbooks, market insights, and resources that are designed to help you evaluate opportunities with more clarity. So visit us at phcinvest.com to join our investor community and explore all the resources in our Knowledge Center.